So it appears as though that the Los Angeles Lakers are still in the interview process and potentially hiring a coach. It seems though they're strongly considering two candidates, which is Mark Jackson and Terry Stots. Terry Stots, everybody feel like, hold on, somebody is skating outside doing my video. This is a problem. Okay, somebody wanted to be Tony Hawk. But anyway, so, did he fall? I think he fell. He deserved it. Say no, but anyway, so the Los Angeles Lakers still haven't hired a coach. We on like day 26, and that's a music group for those of you out there who didn't catch on to that. But one of those dad jokes. But yeah, so the Los Angeles Lakers still don't have a coach, and like I said, it seems as though they're strongly considering hiring Terry Stots or Mark Jackson. Now, Terry Stots is a coach that I think that the Lakers should hire because they'll be more so playing it safe with a coach like Terry Stots. I think that they can convince Damian Lillard to demand a trade from the Portland Trail Blazers, and they can form a super team with Damian Lillard, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. I think I've been saying I went on record and stated multiple times that I think that the Lakers should try to do, they should try to seek to do a 3-team trade. I said it countless of times. I did, multiple videos covering it, and it's a shame. It is a shame, bro. I got to talk about this because y'all always attacking me, always talking about your sources. You need to stop going to these, sites that aren't credible, blah, blah, blah. Yet, like I did a video talking about the Chicago Bulls, potentially the Lakers, discussing the trade and potentially trading Anthony Davis to the Chicago Bulls or trading Russell Westbrook to the Chicago Bulls. Oh, y'all was up in arms and like the world was about to end, right? Oh, why would the Lakers do that? That's a dumb trade. You need to stop covering that site. That site is making you lose all your credibility, blah, blah, blah. Jay Williams, Max Kellerman go on ESPN talk about the exact same thing. And y'all gonna sit up there and feed into it, talk about, oh, that would be a great trade, and then y'all come back and the views go up. Okay, I think the Lakers should get involved in a 3-team trade. I think that they should look to trade Russell Westbrook because, remember, Russell Westbrook put out this cryptic messages and he was deleting, all the photos, anything that had anything to do with the Los Angeles Lakers on his Instagram page. So fans started to speculate if Russell Westbrook was going to be traded to the OKC Thunder, if we'll see a potential return. So I went on record and said it multiple times. Stephen A. Smith, I know ESPN watch all my videos and they use my stuff for their content or whatnot, right? So I originally said that the Lakers should do a 3-team trade. They should explore a 3-team trade. They should see if they could ship Russell Westbrook to the OKC Thunder and get some draft picks. Trade Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to the Portland Trail Blazers and team him with Anthony Simons. I think the best hire would be Terry Stots, because I think Mark Jackson is in a no-win situation. And I think that Steve Kerr would be thrilled to have Mark Jackson come back. I don't think that it's the best decision for Mark Jackson. Everybody around the league has turned down the Lakers coaching position due in large part because of how they handled the Frank Vogel situation. Everybody felt like Frank Vogel was blamed. They felt like Russell Westbrook was blamed. And they just don't like how unprofessional the Lakers, handled the situation. And for Mark Jackson, I'm almost sure that he's not even going to be able to hire his own coaches. So he's going to be, coming into a program where he don't have his own coaches. He's going to get the blame. You're not going to be able to pick the talent. They're going to put the talent around for you. LeBron James is going to go in there. If they lose, he's going to get all the credit. You're not going to get any credit. And it's just going to put you in a position where people are going to think that your stint or your run with the Golden State Warriors in the beginning was all a fluke. They're going to say, oh, I can see it now. I can see it now. I'm telling you. And then it's going to be to the point where they're going to even question your basketball acumen. They're going to question your basketball knowledge. they're going to start to question whether you should even be back on TV saying, Mama, there goes that man. And I don't want to say Mark Jackson is overrated, but I don't think that he's the right coach for this job. And he is going to hold LeBron James accountable. And I think that that's going to be an issue. And a lot of people feel as though that Mark Jackson has been blackballed because of his skin color, right? So I think if he is in that position, Steve Kerr is going to be, because it's going to give him a chance to rewrite history, because people only, they remember him for coming in and basically taking credit for, taking credit for what Mark Jackson built, pretty much. He helped develop and turn Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green into stars. And he was a part of that foundational process with the Golden State Warriors. So Steve Kerr came in, and it's like, oh, you just wrote his success, and this is, you basically just taking credit for what Mark Jackson, built on his own. And they would have been great regardless, which I totally disagree with. I think that Steve Kerr is by far one of the greatest coaches in NBA history. You can't discredit what Steve Kerr has done. He's done a phenomenal job over there, and there's a reason why he won 3 championship rings with the Golden State Warriors, and I think that he would have got one in 2016. He should have got one in 2016, but we all know how that played out when the league stepped in and assisted LeBron James and put on the Cleveland Cavalier uniform in referee form. But anyway, yeah. So I don't think that it's best for Mark Jackson to particularly have the job, because I think what's going to happen is he's going to ruin his legacy, because what I believe is going to happen, if they let's say if they hire Mark Jackson and they're unable to get the talent, and LeBron James is if LeBron James replicate what he did last year, then the fans are going to say, and the media is going to destroy Mark Jackson, and they're never going to blame LeBron James. Mark Jackson is going to be heavily criticized. I think it's best for the Lakers to go with Terry Stots. That's just my opinion. Once again, that's just my opinion. And I want to address the Phil Jackson situation. There are people who are upset because there's been rumblings that Phil Jackson is assisting Jeannie Buss, and, he's basically, like an advisor. He played an advisor role. He's, working hand to hand with Jeannie Buss. But in my honest opinion, I think that Jeannie Buss is playing mental chess with LeBron James. I think she understands that, LeBron James despises Phil Jackson because of the posse situation, and he just doesn't like Phil Jackson. He thinks that Phil Jackson is a racist. So I think what she's doing is, and it's my opinion, I could be wrong, but I think she only has Phil Jackson there to let LeBron James know that, and your time is up. So I think it's just to, strike a nerve, and I think it's, time that they go their separate ways. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all get in that comment box, like, share, subscribe. I'm out.